The utility I like to use to erase magnetic hard drives is called Derek's Boot and Nuke, otherwise known as DBAN, and it is on the Parted Magic boot disk, which I have on this USB memory stick. Now, it is not a secure boot utility for Parted Magic, so I'm going to boot it PNY USB 3.0. That's the memory stick I have this on. And that will bring up Yummy. Now, Yummy is a utility that lets you put multiple ISOs on one memory stick. And if I go down to System Tools, here's Parted Magic, and let me boot into that. And I'm just going to run it with the default settings, and it runs from RAM. So the nice thing about that is once it is booted completely into Parted Magic and I see the Parted Magic desktop, I can pull my memory stick out of the computer. It no longer is needed in the machine. And then there is a disk erase utility icon right on the Parted Magic desktop. I'll bring you back once we get booted up. All right, so now I'm at the Parted Magic desktop and I want to run Erase Disk. If I double click on it, it's asking me, do I want to do a secure erase or do I want to do block wiping? For solid state hard drives, you need to do a secure erase. You need to command the hard drive to erase itself. That's the only way you can assure that all the data is gone. For a magnetic hard drive, we can just basically overwrite every single sector on the hard drive. And if you see down here, here is a fork of DBAN, Derek's Boot and Nuke, and that's what I want to run. Now, it is a text utility. Let me maximize it here so we can see it on the screen. There we go. And next thing I got to do in Derek's Boot and Nuke is pick the device I want to erase. Well, I do not want to erase my USB memory stick. This is the operating system hard drive of this computer. I don't want to erase it. So here is the hard drive I want to boot and nuke. So I'm just going to hit spacebar to select it, and I'm going to hit M for method, and the default is DoD short, Department of Defense short erase, which is a 3-pass wipe of the hard drive. So it's going to overwrite every single sector of the hard drive 3 times, and then I can hit S to start. Now I'm going to do this wrong here. Oh, look at that. I hit lowercase s. So I got to hit capital S to get it to start erasing. And it is off and running. So the throughput we're getting is going to flap up and down on a magnetic hard drive, but we're getting about 100 megabytes per second right now. And up here, it's given me an estimated time remaining of 4 hours, and this estimate will get more accurate as it proceeds to erase the hard drive. Right now, you can see it is 0.2% complete. Right now, it's on round 1 of 1, pass 1 of 3. So it's going to do 3 passes, and it's going to completely overwrite this hard drive. You just let it run, and you come back many hours later to verify it finished. Sometimes if you have an old failing hard drive, it will get to the point where it cannot write to the hard drive anymore, so it cannot complete the secure erase. At this point, you need to manually disassemble the hard drive with the kinetic energy device of your choice. I prefer to use an oversized hammer and beat the crap out of the hard drive. I usually take the cover plate off and make sure that the disk platters are smashed thoroughly. That's if it cannot be erased electronically. So I'm just going to let this run, and many, many hours later, I will bring you back when it's complete. As you can see, overwriting a magnetic hard drive so that the data cannot be retrieved takes a long time. This erase has been running for 6 hours and is at 97%. But the data is utterly irretrievable. The KGB, the CIA, the NSA, the North Korean hackers, the Chinese. Nobody can get the data back off this hard drive. Every single bit, every single sector has been overwritten 3 times. So whatever used to be on it is utterly gone. All right, now let's do a secure erase of a Samsung SSD. So once again, I'm going to go to Erase Disk, and I'm on the Secure Erase tab, and I want to do Secure Erase ATA device. Basically, in the command set of the hard drive, the advanced technology attachment is the motherboard can send a command to the hard drive saying, erase thyself. And that's what we want to do. That is the only reliable way you can erase a solid-state hard drive. Doing some sort of block wipe where you overwrite every single sector will not work. That's beyond the scope of what I want to talk about. There's a possibility that the way it has to erase blocks of data and move blocks of data around, that some of the data may not get erased unless you do secure erase. So I'm going to hit secure erase here, and it has found the hard drive. That's the only hard drive I have hooked up, but it will not let me select it because it's frozen. Now, if you read the documentation for Parted Magic, very often you can unfreeze an ATA device by putting the machine to sleep and waking it back up. So I'm going to hit the sleep button here, let the machine go into sleep mode. I'll wait for the CPU fan to spin down, and then I'm going to hit spacebar and bring it out of sleep mode, and usually that unfreezes. So you see now it's not frozen and we can select it. That is unfrozen the 500 gigabyte Samsung, and I can say continue. Now on this screen right here, I've got one more chance to back out. I have to hit this check mark to say I allow this utility to erase the listed device, which is my Samsung SSD 850 EVO 500 gigabyte, and I'm going to say start erase. Now right now it's saying the approximate erase time is 2 minutes. That sounds very, very fast. Let's give it a go. And I'd say that finished a little faster than 2 minutes. But we just basically commanded the hard drive to erase itself, and the internal logic of the disk controller on the solid-state drive knows how to do that. It will not retrieve the data that used to be on that hard drive. It is now gone, and we have done a successful secure erase. Isn't that overwhelmingly exciting? Now, another way you can do a secure erase to a solid-state hard drive is through the UEFI BIOS of your motherboard. Most motherboards have a command to do secure erase. So this is an ASUS Republic of Gamers motherboard. I'm in easy mode, which is showing me all my major settings, but I am going to come down here and go to advanced mode. And if I come over to the Tools menu, you'll see I have Secure Erase. So let me click on that. It sees my hard drive that I want to erase. This is the same victim that I assaulted in Parted Magic earlier in this video. Let me click here, and it says this will delete all partitions on the selected SSD. Do you want to continue? I'm going to say OK. And then it says, note, this process will take a few minutes. Do not turn your computer off during this process, so you don't want to be doing this during a thunderstorm or when you may lose power. And let me hit OK to get this started. And there it is. It's over. I didn't even have time to take a sip of my caffeinated beverage. So now it's going to reboot, and there's nothing on that hard drive. I'll press delete and go back into the BIOS so we can take a look. And let me go to easy mode from advanced mode. So in easy mode, we can see here's my Samsung hard drive. Here's my DVD drive. I know it's old school. I can see all the other information, and the hard drive has been wiped. If I go to F8 for boot menu, it does not see any Windows boot partition on this hard drive, of course, because it's been deleted. So even the oldest motherboard BIOS I have in my lab supports Secure Erase. So this is my ASRock motherboard, and if I come over to Tool, you can see I have Secure SSD Secure Erase tool. If I press enter, it detects the hard drive. It sees, in this case, I've got a Crucial 240 gigabyte SSD. I'm going to press enter. It says, are you sure you want to do this? All data on the selected disk will be erased permanently because the motherboard is commanding the hard drive to do a secure ATA erase, and I'm going to hit yes. And then we start getting a percentage here. Now, I don't think it's going to go all the way to 100. It's just sitting here waiting for the hard drive to report back to the motherboard, hey, I'm done. I've erased myself. So let's see how long it takes. And there it is. It's done. So motherboard BIOSes are an alternative to doing a secure erase. So there you have it. Two different ways to do a secure erase and DBAN to do a magnetic hard drive erase. Thanks a lot.